That's her, that's my spirit guide. Ain't it, Simba? Yes, it is. Hamburger rules. Okay, so this video is about how I met my spirit guide in 2004. Okay, so I'm trying to think, when did Sylvia Brown? I think I got into Sylvia Brown around 2001. Yeah, 2001. Okay, so I had this car accident, and I think I would have been dead if I didn't have my seatbelt on. That was in 2001. And I had a brand new car, and for 8 months I hadn't been wearing my seatbelt because I just kind of felt safer, you know, since it had airbags and everything. Okay, so it was brand new. It was a 2001 Honda Civic, brand new in 2001. And then it was December 27th. I went to Walmart, and it was like 32 degrees outside. It was really cold because it was winter. And I went to that Walmart near me, which was, I think, about 5 miles. And so then when I got out of Walmart, I got into my car, and then, like, bam, I just immediately put on my seatbelt. Like something, no, something telepathically told me, put it on. And so bam, I just put it on right when I got into my car. Like, you know, like I heard a voice, like something telepathically telling me, put it on. So I put it on, and that was in 2001, December 27th. And so then, and I remember the exact song I was listening to, Darude or whatever, going down. The speed limit, I think, was either 40 or 45, and I was going, you know, about the speed limit, about 40. And down Rowe Avenue or whatever. And there was no cars around me or anything, and I was just going through a green light. I went through the green light, and there was no cars, you know, coming ahead of, or coming towards me, except there was. And she didn't have her headlights on. And so I hit her head on, and but she didn't yield. She made like a left turn, illegal turn onto the highway, a yellow caution or whatever. She should have stopped, you know what I'm saying? Because I had the green light, and I just totally went through a green light, and the stupid bitch obviously didn't have her headlights on. And because there was no car around me, and I didn't see, there was no cars around me, and there was no cars coming towards me. But see, that's another thing too, like glitches in the Matrix, because in these fucking big ass cities, you know, there's a lot of bad energy in a lot of parts of town and shit. I already mentioned that one time, down all the way from Raytown, well, all the way before, probably, not Bannis, probably all the way from, well, I forgot what that town, not Billings, we'll just say all the way from Belton 71 all the way going north past Worlds of Fun. That's many, many, many miles. That's all pocket of bad energy. And glitches in the matrix and shit could happen. Because that was kind of like a glitch in the matrix, because no fucking cars were around me. And the bitch, it's like she came out of nowhere. Well, I know the bitch couldn't have had her headlights on, but there's no cars whatsoever that I saw coming towards me. And of course, since the bitch didn't have her headlights on, naturally, and it was dark outside, that's probably why I didn't see the vehicle coming towards me. But I was just going through a green light. I mean, I had the right of way, you know what I'm saying? And, but then all of a sudden after the accident, like all these fucking cars were around. It's like, where the fuck did they come from? You know what I'm saying? But anyway, she lived on the Missouri side. That's she was going back to Missouri. I lived on the Kansas side. And, but anyway, so I hit her head on, but, her, it only hit, you know, the right side of the ass end of the ass end of the car. I mean, the ass end of the SUV. She was an SUV. And she was, she didn't get hit head on because I hit her ass end, the right side, the vehicle. I mean, the tire towards the back of the car, because she was making a left turn onto the 435 or whatever, going east or whatever. But but I hit her head on, so it totaled my motherfucking Honda Civic. And so that's why after that, well, that was stupid to buy a brand new car anyway. After that, you know, I thought, well, I'm never gonna buy another fucking brand new car, you know, cause it's true, you lose like, well, I forgot what it was, but you lose like money because it depreciates several thousand once you take it off the lot. Because I had put like 4,000 down or something like that, and I only got 2,000 back. So yeah, so I never bought a brand new car after that. So in 2004, I had like a piece of shit 1988 Honda Accord after that. And it had like dark tinted windows, and cops were always on my ass because it was an old car, you know, in a rich part of town. But anyway, so then I bought a brand new Honda Civic in 2004. I bought a used Honda Civic in 2004, and I've had that bitch ever since, and I still have it. And I bought that used in 2004. But it still wasn't as good as my first one. My first one was 5-speed, had a badass fucking stereo system. And after I totaled the car, I couldn't figure out how to get the fucking system out. So it just stayed in the car. And, but you know, and after the accident, the cop, like, he acted like he didn't even want to take me home or whatever. But he did finally take me home because I was just a few miles. But like, what a fucking douchebag. He acted like he didn't want to take me home. But, he did take me home. But, yeah, there's a bunch of cocksuckers. But anyway, so see, if I would have had my seatbelt on, because I clearly, you know, felt my, you know, I knew it was obvious that my left side of my head would have hit the window, the driver's side window, if the seatbelt didn't pin me back and hold me tight. So I would have, you know, hit the fucking, you know, if I didn't have my seatbelt on, I would have, bam, to the left, and my head would have hit the window. And I probably would have been dead, you know, because supposedly, you know, you can't hit that area, that vulnerable part, like your temple, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think I would have been dead if I didn't have my seatbelt on. And, well, okay, now that's another thing too. I'm getting kind of paranoid, but I mean, it could have been a glitch of the matrix, you know, the aliens can create that. And it also could have been that they were trying to kill me, the bad aliens or something. Because believe you me, they kill lots of people. Just not directly. They do it indirectly by possession or glitches in the matrix, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, I'm talking about, you know, the invisible aliens trying to kill me. But anyway, but it may have not have been. It may have just been, you know, a glitch. Well, you know, it may have just been coincidental or whatever. But yeah, but it's just because it was kind of funny. Why would I get into my car and all of a sudden hear a voice tell me, put it on? And I immediately put my seatbelt on, like something was warning me that like, you know, like my good angels, my spirit guide or whatever, had knowledge that the mean aliens were going to try to do something to me. So that's why ZON, aka Zenith, said put it on, because she fucking knew that. But like I said, I'm just getting kind of paranoid. It may not be that at all, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I fucking had post-traumatic stress disorder for like 3 fucking years. And at least a good 2 years, probably a little bit longer. But anyway, okay, so I'm trying to remember everything. And there was somebody that, I didn't know anybody. I mean, I kind of hung out with a lot of people here and there, but you know, I didn't really know anybody to call up to come get my ass at 10:30 p.m. on a Wednesday on December 27th. They all lived in different parts of town, but there was this one person that I went ahead and called, but I you know, stopped seeing that person or whatever, and because I think the cop was like, well, can you call me, buddy, to come get you? But anyway, he did finally take me home or whatever, because I wasn't hanging out with anybody at the time. Or, I mean, I just kind of broke up with that one person, you know? So, I didn't really have anybody to call, you know what I'm saying? Because my parents were in this town 3 hours away. Okay, so, okay, hold on. So then okay, hold on, let me make sure I'm not forgetting anything. You think I would remember what I had on, but I definitely don't remember what I was wearing. But I do remember it was December 27th, 2001, Wednesday. And, of course, it was, you know, winter, so it was like 32. Actually, it could have even been colder. It could have been like 29 degrees. But there was no ice or snow or anything like that. No precipitation whatsoever. But it was like 29 to 30 degrees. It was cold. And like I say, I was a night shift person, so if I was going to go shopping, sometimes I'd go 2 or 3 in the morning. In this instance, I went at around, you know, 9:30, and then or maybe 9 o'clock, and I got back. I mean, I left. I probably didn't get home till after 11, but because I had the accident right at about 10:30 p.m. But anyway, so okay, so like I said, I got into my car, put my seatbelt on, and like I said, I hadn't been wearing it for 8 months. I had not been wearing my seatbelt for 8 months. I only had the car for 8 months, and then it got totaled. And like I said, I got into my car, and something told me I heard a voice say, put it on. Well, not necessarily a voice. I mean, I think it could have been my own, you know what I'm saying, but it said, put it on. And, okay, so then when I got, so I got back to my apartment, and then it was like, see, I was laid off because I was a seasonal employee. So the next day, hold on. The next day was like Thursday, and I'm Montel Williams with Sylvia Brown. And she was talking about how spirit guides help you out, and, you know, can be helpful and save your life, and can help. I mean, she was talking about spirit guides, and I was just like, yeah, whatever. And like I said, I didn't really believe in all that before that. I was 29 years old. I didn't really believe in all of that. You know, spirit guides and shit like that, even though I had all these experiences when I was 20. I mean, even though I had all of these experiences all my life, and even when I was 21, a whole bunch of experiences and shit, you know, I was just kind of slave to the matrix, and my head was stuck in a box, my brain was stuck in a box. So anyway, when she was talking about spirit guides, I didn't really believe all that and she was talking about how they help you and how they can help you in a car accident. And then that's when I was like, what the fuck? When she said that they can help you in a car accident and stuff like that, that's when I glued in. And that's when the next day, which would have been like a Friday, because Thursday Sylvia Brown was on Montel Williams talking about spirit guides, and then on Friday I went to Barnes and Nobles at 119th Street and Rowe Avenue, and I bought me some, well, I think it was just one book at that time. I bought me a Sylvia Brown book. And then all of the paranormal, all of this, paranormal phenomenon she talked about, everything I read, I experienced, like everything in that book, I experienced. And I was having all sorts of experiences back then too, around that time, from all the way from 2001 to 2006. And then more experiences when I was in Austin, Texas. But okay, so after that, okay, hold on. I started, okay, hold on. Okay, and Sylvia Brown also said that you had a primary spirit guide and a secondary spirit guide in her book. She maybe said it on the show too, I can't remember. And, never mind, hold on. Oh, by the way, my spirit guide, well, I can talk about that later, but she had the exact same, like what I put on her. It was similar to that, like a long, silky, beige suit, long skirt suit. Okay, so anyway, so there's a secondary spirit guide and a primary spirit guide, and Sylvia Brown, yeah, like I said you had a secondary spirit guide and a primary spirit guide. So I started talking to my higher powers, and just asking like who you are, like what are you, what do you look like, or whatever. I can't remember how I said it to tell you the truth back then, because it's I can't remember that because too much time has gone by. Okay, so I was wanting to know what my spirit guide, who she was or who he was. So I started asking my higher powers. So and so this was in, now this time it could have been either 2002 or 2001. And so what the deal was, I laid down one night at 4:30 a.m. That's about the normal time back then. I was going to bed at 4:30. When I moved to the other apartment, I started going to bed all the way from 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. But when I was in Prairie Village, I tended to always go to bed right around 4:30 a.m. So I was asking for my higher powers to show me my spirit guide, blah, 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 blah. So I laid down, like I said, I don't know if it's 2001 or 2002. Because 2000, wait, did it just roll over to 2000? No, well, actually it would have rolled over to 2002. So most likely it was in 2002. But not long after, I started talking to my higher powers and asking who's my spirit guide. Okay. And so now I realized that angel was not an angel. Now I realized that angel was a Nordic, because Nordics like to pose as angels. That's what Daryl Sims said. So when he said that, that's when I realized, oh my God, that being that I thought was an angel was a Nordic alien. Okay, so I laid down at 4:30 a.m., after I started asking who my higher powers were, my spirit guide was. I laid down, and then it's literally like I had a virtual reality experience, a total out-of-body experience. It felt 100%. It felt 100% real. This wasn't an OBE VR lucid dream. It felt like 100% real. Like I literally woke up and walked out of bed. But it was an out-of-body experience. I probably really didn't walk to my door, not physically anyway, but it was 100% like virtual reality out-of-body experience. So I lay down, and apparently I got into that groggy state or whatever, and I heard something knocking on my door. So I got out of bed. Now this isn't in 3D, by the way. That's what most, you know, hint, hint, abductees and contactees fell dimension. So all these laymen think, you know, all the shit is in 3D. These, you know, dumbass people or whatever. Okay, so anyway, so I got up out of bed, walked to the door because I heard a knock on my door. I opened the door, and there was an angel. She was, she looked kind of androgynous, but she looked more like a female. Oh man, she was at least 6 foot, I would say at least 6'4". And she telepathically, and her eyes were just robotic. I mean, she just like a robot, looked right at me like a robot, and was like, she telepathically said, "Here's your spirit guide." So I looked to the left, which kind of led to the door out in the hallway. I looked to my left out in the hallway, and she was standing right there in the hallway in front of my door. I looked to the left, and that was near the door that also, you know, another door that went out, you know, to the yard and everything. And he was standing right there, and he kind of was looking down. It looked like he had short brown hair. He looked about 30 years old. And anyway, so the angel, I thought it was an angel, but now I realized she was a Nordic alien. Okay, so she telepathically told me, "Here is your spirit guide," and that's all she said telepathically. So I looked at him and everything, but I didn't get a good look at his face because he was kind of looking down. And so that's who I thought that's who I thought my spirit guide was. That man, that 30-year-old man. But now, of course, you know, you think back and you think, you know, how the aliens are just messing with your head, you know what I'm saying? But it's not that they're really meaning to mess with your head. It's just, you know, I think they just think they're trying to be helpful or something because, you know, here's these beings in another dimension, and if they can interfere with humans in this dimension, like, why not? I mean, it doesn't mean that they're God or anything like that. It doesn't mean that they're trying to be mean just because they came and answered your call. You know, it doesn't mean they're trying to be mean. I mean, I don't, you know, they're probably not even conscious of the fact that we think that they could be fucking with their heads, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? But that was a Nordic freaking alien. And all this time I thought it was an angel, or at least up to many, many years ago, I thought it was an angel. Okay, so, okay, well, this is going to lead into some other shit too, but, okay, that could be another video or whatever, but, so, okay, damn, I'm getting hot. Okay, so that was, like I say, that was a Nordic alien, and she brought me my spirit guide. But I realized, later on, I realized it was my secondary spirit guide, not my primary spirit guide. And Sylvie Brown, she talks about her primary spirit guide and her secondary spirit guide as well in those books. The other side and back again or whatever. I read about, at least 5 or 6 of her books. I still have a couple of them I haven't like read all the way through, like the prophecy one. I'm pretty sure I haven't read that all the way through or whatever, but a lot of her books I read all the way through, like at least 5 or 6 of them. I mean, they weren't like super duper long, and they're not super duper hard to read or anything. But anyway, and I did meet her a few times in person or whatever. But anyway, so this is how my spiritual awakening kind of started. And okay, hold on, let me make sure. Okay, so anyway, so eventually I moved about 5 miles down the street, and then instead of being 7 miles from work, 7 or 8 miles from work, I think I was 7.5. And then when I moved down the street, I was only 2.5 miles from work, which I loved because I didn't have to leave till 4:50 p.m. I didn't even see daylight in the wintertime because I would sleep my ass off till 3 p.m. And that's when I was having all these out-of-body experiences every day, anywhere between 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. every day from 2001 to like 2006, daily. Well, especially between 2004 and 2006, daily. Okay, so but I can talk about some of those later. So I was living in so after I knew who my secondary spirit guide was, I was in that apartment down the street from where I worked, 2.5 miles, or just catty corner to Barnes and Nobles. And then I did start playing with the Ouija board a little bit at that apartment I just told you about. In Prairie Village, where, you know, that was where I was living when I had the car accident and everything. And then I got brave and started playing, but I played with it with, hold on, I never played with it by myself. I played with the, as far as I remember, my mom bought it for me for my birthday, when I was still living in Prairie Village, and I was afraid to play with it by myself. So I played with it with this other woman named Kathy. And then, because I knew you weren't supposed to play with it by yourself. Well, then when I moved down the street in Leawood, I played with it a couple times when my mom came up to visit, and then I somehow got brave and started playing with it by myself. And okay, now this is where it's going to get into another video. She started spelling out money and shit, and that all ties to when I was age 5 years old and age 24. Because she's, you know, because they over there they're still, you know, there's no past or future or whatever. It's just now or whatever, over in their dimension or whatever. So she starts spelling out money and stuff. And like I say, that ties into age 5 and age 24. But anyway, so she started spelling out that or whatever. But like I say, that's another video. And then and okay, hold on. Okay, and then but I didn't know who she was at the time. Oh yeah. I gotta remember all this other stuff. Okay, so I started playing with the Ouija board by myself, and what came through was this person kept telling me her name is ZON, Z-O-N, and she spelled out GIZA Egypt, and she kept spelling out Z-O-N, and I was like, that's your name, ZON? And she said yes, and she said she was from GIZA Egypt, and she's ancient Egyptian. I mean, pitch black ancient Egyptian from GIZA Egypt. And she starts spelling out Giza, and and then that's when she told me she was my spirit guide. So basically she's, well, like I say, that Nordic, I don't really think I have a secondary spirit guide. I don't, you know, I think that Nordic was just, you know, messing with my head, so to speak. But this is my true spirit guide, this primary one, which is my Egyptian spirit guide, ZON. Later on, Sylvia Brown said her name was Zenith. Because, you know, they like to talk shorthand on the Ouija board. So anyway, so ZON, but I call her ZON, though. Okay, so she told me her name was ZON, and yeah, and that she was from GIZA Egypt, and I don't know how many years ago ancient Egypt is, but I was asking ZON, I was like, you know, 40,000 years ago? And she said yes, and so I'll just, you know, she's from ancient Egypt. She could be from fucking a million years ago, but I'm going to pretend like she's from 40,000 years ago. I think that would still be ancient Egypt. 1,000 years ago. I don't think that's ancient Egypt. I think that's modern Egypt. But anyway, 40,000 fucking years ago, that would be ancient Egypt. And they were, you know, black motherfuckers. They were African. They were straight up African. They were pitch black. So all these dumbass white people that draw Cleopatra or whatever, all those other people, and they act like they're like white looking, they're full of shit. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, they're black as coal. Ancient Egyptians are. And I mean, like, when she came to me, that there's nobody today that looks like that. Nobody. You know, they've all been interbred or whatever. Now they look like Middle Eastern people. You know what I'm saying? And they're light brown or whatever. But it was amazing when she came to me. But anyway, so she kept telling me that that she hangs out with Danley and Mabe. These two spirits named, and they both are black guys too. Danley, D-A-N-L-Y, and Mabe, M-A-B-E. She kept telling me she hangs out with two spirits named Danley and Mabe. And like I say now, when I get on the Ouija board, it's mainly, I can tell ZON to step aside and somebody else would come through or whatever. But mainly when I talk on the Ouija board, it's my spirit guide ZON that is always there. So basically, she's not really in the spirit realm. Well, they can't be. I mean, if they're helping you in this dimension, they got to be closer to the alien realm. You know what I'm saying? To be able to do stuff for this dimension. They're not way up, you know, in the spirit realm or whatever. These spirit guides and stuff. Okay, so anyway, so, you know, they're operating close to this dimension. But eventually, maybe she'll go back to the spirit realm. I don't know. But anyway, so she kept telling me that she hangs out with Danley and Mabe. And she said that Danley was more kind of rich. And she said that he's always playing around with his SUV. Now, Mabe, I'm sorry, I had it backwards. Mabe was the guy that always hangs out around, you know, his SUV. Danley was the more hobo-looking homeless guy. Danley kind of had long, real nappy hair, but he was kind of more light-complected. Mabe was kind of more white-collar and kind of darker complected, and I also saw glimpses of them. I would close my eyes, and boom, there I saw Mabe, like, open up the back of his SUV, like opening up the back door, you know, the back door or whatever of his SUV, the trunk or whatever it's called. And then I saw a glimpse of Danley, and he was just kind of hobo looking. And anyway, so okay, hold on, what else? And see, like I say, that could be well, anyway, yeah, I mean, that could be aliens messing with my head. But I mean, you know, all I know is, you know, ZON is very real. I mean, she's a real ancient Egyptian. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I don't think the aliens are messing with my. I mean, I don't think my spirit guide is messing with my head as far as that's concerned. But okay, and what else was I gonna say? But anyway, I do believe she's friends with Joel. Well, you know, the reptiles, you know, they're not exactly trustworthy, so to speak. So, you know, I mean, like I know my ancient Egyptian spirit guide is real 100%, but whether somehow, you know, Joel or whatever, you know, was messing with my head as far as showing me glimpses of Danley and Mabe, you know, the SUV and all that, showing me glimpses of the other dimension and all that. I mean, who knows if that's really real or if that was really true or whatever. But anyway, okay, so let me think here. Let me make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Okay, so oh yeah, and then I started playing with my voice recorder. What's it called? Electronic voice phenomenon? Shit, EVP. Yeah, I think that's what it's called. Okay, so then I eventually started playing with my voice recorder, and I started turning it on, and I played it back, and I heard a black man voice. There's no way I could have heard that, because there's nobody in my house at nighttime, or nobody in my apartment except me. And I heard a black voice trying to come through, and it sounded like he was just trying to say hi. So, I mean, I think they are very real too, Danley and Mabe. I mean, I don't know if they're spirits or what they are, or you know, but they're real entities, whatever they are. And but yeah, I mean, like I said, I saw glimpses of them, and I heard a black man voice that actually came through on my electronic voice phenomenon, my little recorder, and it sounded like he was trying to say hello. And okay, so I got that out. Oh, and another time, I don't understand. I got to start playing with that again. Another time, and when my mom came up, I was like, listen to this. It sounds like, well, at that time, I just thought it was my spirit guide doing stuff in my apartment or whatever, or Danley and Mabe or whatever. I turned on my voice recorder because I played it all night, which it would have been quiet all night, you know what I mean? Because I was in bed. And the next day, I play it back, and it literally sounds like somebody's in my kitchen, literally just taking all the dishes and throwing them everywhere. It's like, what the hell? I mean, so they can actually sort of do that in their dimension, and then it still relays over to this dimension? That's some weird, fucked up stuff. I mean, it literally sounded like, you know, and it was probably aliens, probably Joel standing around my kitchen, throwing shit around, but it didn't happen in 3D, because I would have heard all of that. But the noise somehow transferred over and showed up on the recorder. And I even played it to my mom. I was like, listen to this. And like I say, I was in bed and everything. There's no way that would have happened, because I would have heard all of that commotion. I mean, so it happened in their dimension, so to speak. But it was still all those noises were able to be caught on the recorder. Now I have one that doesn't have the little cassette. Back then I was playing around with the one that had the cassette, and I still have it and everything. It still works and everything. Okay, so ZON tells me that she's my primary spirit guide, and at this point I do not know what she looks like. When she tells me that she's from GIZA Egypt, and somehow I got the figure of 1500. I can't remember how I got that, 1500 years ago, but I know she's from way beyond that. So then I asked her again, and then that's how I got 40,000 years ago. But anyway, so that's why I have this email account, and it's like, ZON 1500 or whatever. But anyway, so at this point, I knew who my primary spirit guide was. And then of course I would have asked her, I don't remember, but I would have asked her if she helped me put on my seatbelt, and she said yes, and blah, 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 blah. I think I did, mention all of that or whatever, but I don't necessarily remember doing that. And anyway, so then I want to say a good year went by before she showed me herself. Could have even been a year and a half, but I want to say at least a year, because she knew I've been wanting to know what she looked like. Okay, so then, and I'm almost done, thank God. Okay, because I ramble a lot. Okay, so let's see. Oh, whoops. Okay, hold on. Okay, so So like I say, a year went by, maybe even, I want to say maybe not much longer than a year. So all this time, when I knew who she was, my primary spirit guide from GIZA Egypt, I wanted to, I kept asking her, like, why do you look like blah, 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 blah? Are you going to come to me? Blah, 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 blah. And I was having all sorts of experiences back then too, out-of-body experiences, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, what else was I going to say about that? I just had something on my brain I was going to say real quick. Oh crap, I can't remember. But anyway, so I knew oh, I know what I was gonna I know what I was gonna say. When I finally got into aliens and stuff in 2013, you know, I don't know why all these people that are into aliens, abductees and contactees, I don't understand why I noticed that's a recurring theme, that they all somehow get into this Egyptian shit. You know what I mean? So I don't know if they also have inclinations that their spirit guides or whatever are from ancient Egypt or whatever. I don't know how they got into their Egyptian shit, but I know how I got into my Egyptian shit. I know how I started liking Egyptian stuff just because, you know, I mean, how fucking cool is that to have an ancient Egyptian spirit guide? So I started buying little posters and shit. And Brenda found that little box right there at the freaking Goodwill store, and I know she didn't pay any more. She wouldn't have paid any more than $6 or $7 for that thing. I don't even think she would have paid 10, but I think she would have paid 6 or 7. And she found this at the in 2006 or 2007. I put that here because I still got it. I dusted that one, and that one. I still got to dust these 3 compartments. She found this at the Goodwill store and gave it to me. Oh, damn it. I think there's a little piece that came off. I got it. Actually, you know what? I got good glue. I forgot. I got some good glue, so I got to glue that back on. And it's a little dusty. I think I need to... This, I think my sister gave me that, and it just kind of looks cool in there, so... But yeah, I mean, I don't know how much she paid for it, but I guarantee you she wouldn't have paid any more than $6 or $7. Now, if that was today, I mean, if that was at the Goodwill store today, I mean, that probably would be, I wouldn't be surprised if it would be like $15 if that was at the Goodwill store today. But so when I knew my spirit guide was from ancient Egypt, I just kind of started buying these little posters and shit. Hey, that's me when I was younger. Okay, where's my grandma? No, that's my grandma's mother right there. That's my grandma's mom right there, and her, wait, no, never mind, that's a teacher, but that's my grandma's mom. That's how old this picture is. But anyway, I started buying, I can't remember where I got all this. Oh, that was from a calendar, an Egyptian calendar that I bought in Kansas City. And I just took out, you know, some of the pictures from the calendar. Yeah, the frames really aren't all that or anything. And most of the shit I didn't even put in frames. But, let's see, what else do I have? But anyway, yeah, those I bought on Amazon. These little posters, these 3 posters, I bought on, isn't that supposed to be Cleopatra or something? Well, anyway, she's not white. But yeah, so here's the posters that I bought on Amazon, and that poster. And this stuff, yeah, as far as I remember, I just got those from this Egyptian calendar that I bought at the museum in Kansas City. And that was kind of cool. But yeah, I probably should put them in frames, but oh well. Yeah, so, okay, I just got one more thing to say. Okay, hold on, because this one's tearing up. Okay, I put a piece of tape there because it looked like it was tearing up a little bit. Okay. Yeah, I could probably buy some decent frames. Maybe I'll do that. Is that Egyptian? I guess it is. But anyway, so, oh, and the funny thing is, too, one night I laid down in here, this was about 7, 8 years ago. That one right there, that was also, you know, from an Egyptian calendar that I bought at the Nelson's Art Gallery. And it's funny, because I already had that in my brain several times by staring at it when I would lay in the bed, about to go to sleep. I had this virtual reality out-of-body experience that I was leaping from these huge, I don't really know how tall those statues are, but in my scenario, they were like freaking 5 stories high. Those big old statues, and I was literally just leaping, you know, low gravity experience, like there was no gravity, leaping. That's what they're called, low gravity experiences, just leaping over on top of, I was leaping from statue to statue. They're probably not called statues, they're probably called something else. But anyway, now I haven't had, you know, that was the only experience I haven't had any, any other one similar, I don't think. That was like the only one where I literally was leaping from statue to statue. I mean, it was fun. Of course, now, you know, Joel, he always puts a lot of statues in my scenario. I haven't had a low gravity experience in a while, but those are a blast because it's literally like you're floating out in space or something. It's cool. It's like you're in space. But, okay, so finally she came to me and, okay, so, yeah, as far as I remember, it was right when I laid down to go to bed about 5 a.m. And she was just there. I mean, I had my eyes closed and everything. She was just, boom, there. And she was standing about from here all the way, I mean, like I was here. She was about all the way to that wall right there where the map is. And she telepathically told me, here I am. And that's all she said. That's literally all she said. Here I am. And what I was telling her, I was like, because I was really like freaked out. Because I figured she was going to be like light complected, you know, like an ancient, I mean, like a, what do they call? Like a, not ancient Egyptian, a Middle Eastern person. I thought she was going to be like light skinned, like a Middle Eastern person. And so when she telepathically told me, here I am, I was like, you're so dark. You're so dark. And that's exactly how I was like screaming at her, so to speak, because I couldn't believe how black she was. And anyway, but that's all she told me was, here I am. And of course, now I talked to her on the Ouija board. And I've tested her before, and she's been correct. And I'm like, how did you know that? You know? But anyway, but she came to me exactly like this. An artist probably could have done a better job, but her hair was exactly like that. I mean, ancient Egyptian eyes, straight off the hieroglyphics, exactly what they look like, but they never show them their full face, so it's kind of hard, you know, to do their eyes when they never show their full face. But anyway, she had jet black skin, like blacker than that, blacker than TV. But anyway, so her hair was probably maybe a tad bit, a little more bushy to the right and to the left. Maybe, you know, like a tad bit. But, and what she had on was exactly what she has on now, exactly what I put on her. A long, silk-looking beige long skirt suit. It was like a suit, just like this. And, oh yeah, what else was I gonna say? But yeah, I mean, to me, she just it looked like a modern day skirt suit. But I mean, it wasn't. It wasn't. I mean, if you look at the hieroglyphics, they clearly have, you know, silky looking skirts and all that on. But, you know, when she came to me, like I say, other than her face and whole body and everything was straight up ancient Egyptian, her skirt suit almost looked like modern day skirt suit. But it was silk. It was silky looking. It was silk. And I didn't look at her feet, so I can't remember what shoes she had on. That would have been kind of cool if I could remember that. Or if I did actually kind of look at her feet, which I don't even think I did. Because like I say, the skirt, it's a long skirt. You know, all the way down, you know, all the way down the legs to her shoes or whatever. But I think I've already said everything. But, yeah, I'm pretty sure they're friends. So I guess aliens can have spirits as friends too. But anyway, I mean, I know some people, you know, can say, you know, maybe they're messing with your head, you know, like the aliens could be messing with my head, and maybe, you know, she really isn't my spirit guide or whatever, but no, she is my spirit guide. I mean, she was 100% real. I mean, real. She was 100% real. And I've asked her to show herself to me many, many times before. And she just, I don't know, she just acts like she doesn't need to, you know what I mean? But anyway, she's 100% real, and she's 100% my spirit guide. Yeah, I wish I knew who, like, my brothers was, or my sisters, because that would be, oh, you know what? I'm going to ask, I'm sure they have different ones. I'm going to ask ZON if she knows. But, okay, I think I said everything. And you could tell her hair was very, very, you know, coarse, because she was very, very dark skinned. But anyway, I think I did a pretty good job drawing her. I didn't think I'd be able to do it. I mean, I know I probably screwed up on the eyes a little bit, but I tried, you know, for hours trying to get her eyes right. But that's like the best I could do. One template I did, it looked more, her eyes looked more like an alien. I'm like, no, that's not it. But anyway, this pretty accurate. I mean, look at a hieroglyphic, and this is exactly what, you know, she came to me. I mean, straight up from ancient Egypt. I mean, I think that's pretty damn cool, because, you know, most people will be like, oh, my spirit guide is somebody that's just from 100 years ago. Well, this bitch is from 40,000 years ago. I mean, no, that's fucking cool. Okay, well, thanks for listening.